Welcome back to the March edition of Majors Monthly. Dylan Baker and Noah Smith here with you. And today, Noah, we've got another great guest to share with you Majors fans, a new signing for the Majors.
Yeah, we got a new signing coming your way in the way of Bo Lewington from Calgary, Alberta. An exciting interview as we talk to him about coming over to London and where he's been in his career. But first, Dylan, baseball is just around the corner. I feel like as we do this Majors Monthly for March, we forget that in just over a month's time, we're going to be back on the baseball diamond.
It's crazy to think about, and it's so exciting because the IBL offseason obviously longer than a usual Major League Baseball offseason, so it feels it's tougher as a fan to get through, but the moment it starts rolling around, everything's happening so quickly. We're in March already, and the season is so close. We might see some exhibition games. We saw the Well and Jackfish announced an exhibition game that we'll likely see more throughout the league. There have been signings popping up like crazy. So baseball is almost here. The wait is almost over, and I could be more excited.
Yeah, and with the warm weather coming over the last couple of weeks, we've seen little peaks of the warm weather. It just makes you feel like baseball season is already here, but we got a little bit longer to wait yet. And while we wait, we'll bring you more interviews here on Majors Monthly. As mentioned, joining us this month, Bo Lewington, a pitcher from Calgary, Alberta, and he joins us now. Bo, pleasure to talk to you and nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Looking forward to talking to you, Bo, as you play your first season with the Majors this year. You signed earlier on this offseason. What have you been doing to kind of keep yourself ready in this offseason period?
Oh, well, after the whole kind of COVID break, it feels good. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I've been hitting this offseason like harder than any other offseason. Just that got that little bit extra motivation, a little kick in the pants from not doing anything for a little bit. So I'm all over it. I'm feeling really good this year. The training's been awesome.
It's funny you say that because I feel like a lot of the guys that we've talked to here in this offseason have said the exact same thing. Got a little bit of taste of baseball last year, but then they're still just missing it a little bit, enough that they got a little bit of an extra jolt in their offseason preparation. And do you think that's going to help you coming into this year, getting that extra work in, feeling a little bit more motivated, coming into a new team, new city, new league, and really just feeling good?
Oh, 100%, 100%. That little boost just kind of gave me the desire to want to make more of an athlete out of myself, like less of a pitcher only, you know what I mean? So I've incorporated so many other things. Just I've had the time. Now I have the time. I can get my body perfectly ready, as opposed to, dropping your summer ball, catching a new winter ball contract, right? You're kind of bang seasons. But now this time, yeah, I'm into my cardio. I'm doing mobility and yoga work twice a day. My brother's a personal trainer. I've got him working with me on all sorts of stuff just to get my body feeling perfect. And it's working that way. I feel like a machine this year. So I think it's going to be insane. I think a lot of the other guys are feeling that same steam. And just from the little bits we've talked and stuff, I think it's going to be a popping year. It's going to be more fun than last.
That's exciting to hear because last year was certainly a fun time for Majors fans. Bo, let's talk a little bit about your career before coming over to London this season. You got the chance to pitch in Australia during a point in your career. What was that like for you?
What was really cool is, culture shock, obviously, going to the other side of the world. I managed to dodge the jet lag. I didn't sleep at all, so I didn't have to wear that, but it was really cool to, experience that whole thing. We worked out with the Perth Heat a lot, the ABL team out there. And that was pretty sweet, just hearing a lot of those minor league guys and to share the wisdom with that and stuff. And, but the state league was lots of fun. It was kind of a weekend schedule, a lot like the IBL or our IBL schedule this year, I suppose. And it was great. It was always, 50 degrees. Love the heat, and you're just out there gaming and stuff, but the culture was crazy. It was a lot of fun. Real golden oldie feel down on the beach. All the pubs are all kind of open, blasting sweet like drum and bass like ABBA remixes and stuff. It was always really upbeat and low-key kind of beach bummy vibes, you know what I mean? Like kind of down on the beach, hanging out with the boys all the time. It was lots of fun. Went out a barbecue on the beach for Christmas. That was pretty wild, but yeah, total culture shock. Really cool.
Something that you could never do here is have a barbecue on the beach for Christmas.
Totally. Yeah. I walked into the mall on December 23rd and I was like in a tank top and short shorts and just like sweating. It was probably like 48. It ran about 50 the whole summer. And I'm like, holy smokes, I sweat and walk in. There's Santa sitting there with a reindeer. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense in my brain at all.
Yeah, that is quite something different. Certainly, you say the culture shock. I can only imagine. I know former Major Michael Ambrose also went and played a year in Australia as well, and he said the exact same thing. You know, it's a little bit different of a culture over there. Love the heat, love not having to deal with the winter, but happy to be back home. And obviously, you're back home now, signing in Canada, signing with the IBL, and signing with the London Majors. And I know you're from out west. Have you ever heard of the IBL before you signed with London this year?
Yeah. I've had few of my older peers, a couple of guys I used to coach with and stuff. They've been through some of them can have some of them time in the IBL. I actually one of the Welland hitters from last year, Dane Tofflin. I think everybody knows him. He had a pretty good year. He and I played together, played against each other with my brother throughout all of our growing up. He was on the same team as my brother in high school with the Okotoks Dogs. So we kind of knew about it moving up through that. And it's just kind of a game to see where you're going to land, what contract fits you best at what time and stuff. And at this point it was Canada for me. It was that's going to be the easiest, best place. You know, it's an exciting team, exciting environment. I love the stadium coming off the big win. You know, who doesn't want to come off a big win and try to get another one, right? So that should be good.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're excited to hear that you've signed with London this year because you sound like quite the competitor. And it's certainly something that Majors fans will gravitate to. They love those hard-nosed guys who are always going to give it 110% whenever they're out there on the field. Let's talk about, you mentioned the stadium, Labatt Park, briefly there. Had you ever seen Labatt Park before? Did you know about the rich history? And how excited are you to play there?
I had seen a couple pictures of different fields in the IBL, but I didn't know the history until I spoke with Roop. Actually, during the whole signing process, I had about an hour long phone call with Roop, and he was telling me about the history. And you guys just got Labatt Park just got voted the nicest in Canada.
Yeah,
Or was it
Canada's
the world?
favorite. Yeah. Canada's favorite, I think that was.
Okay, yeah.
If Roop's telling
And
you
I was
that,
like,
that was
oh,
recently,
really,
I think
really?
that was almost 10 years ago. But
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, but it doesn't fail to, you know, impress like that too. It's a nice feel. I love that old school feel. I've always said my favorite field that I ever played in was in Libby, Montana. Some nowhere high school tournament. I mean, they put it on. It was a good time, but it's like this old kind of wooden stadium, same as I played in the stadium in Indiana that they filmed A League of Their Own in. Same sort of idea, that like older type of like OG baseball feel. I love that. That's my favorite type of stadium. The modern cement's kind of taking some stuff out of it. I want that old feel. That's baseball stuff, you know?
yeah, well, I think you'll really like Labatt when you get there. And I know last year specifically, getting fans back into the ballpark after COVID, winning the championship, certainly the fans are going to be flocking to the ballpark in 2022 as well. So hopefully there's going to be a good atmosphere when the games come around again in May. It's just around the corner. May, just around the corner when baseball season starts. Has it kind of hit you a little bit that soon you're going to have to move, soon you're going to have to go to a new city and play baseball season?
A little bit, you know, life stuff shifting around and everything. But it's mostly just excitement. I'm ready to work again. I'm ready to get back out there, and I'm ready to be with the boys. Like that's kind of that was a big killer for COVID for me, and I imagine a lot of other team athletes, baseball guys and stuff like that, where you just kind of miss the camaraderie, you miss your locker room, you miss the boys. Like you just need your team, you know what I mean? And maybe that's kind of a conditioned thing over the years of team sports, I guess, but I'm champing at the bit to get back in there with the boys, you know, meet these guys, meeting you guys is cool, you know, all the different staff that works with the team to make everything run smoothly. Like it's great, it's awesome. And from what I've seen so far, I'm truly impressed. I haven't had a team staff so engaged with me throughout my career until London. This is really cool. So I'm excited just excited, man. Like I'm ready to get out there for sure.
Majors are a well-oiled machine of an organization. Noah talked about the move there. Have you looked into London at all? Are there some things that you're really looking forward to getting a chance to do when you get here?
Oh, I'm a big explorer. I had kind of an idea to take the long route and maybe check some stuff out on the way over there. I've only been to Toronto a couple times for various overnight events. So I haven't done a whole lot in the East. But I'm a big show up and check the place out and go exploring and see the adventure for myself type of person. So I spotted some landmarks. I've talked to a few of the guys from last year. I went to university with Josh Williams. So he and I have been back and forth kind of talking about different things to do, but I'm going to hit the ground and pull out the map and go see what I can find.
So I'm getting the feeling that Bo Lewington is not hopping on a plane from Alberta. He's going to be driving out here to Ontario.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh, I need the freedom of my vehicle to go do some cool stuff. You know, when you're doing this type of traveling around lifestyle, this sports thing, you gotta, I mean, yeah, we love baseball. We love the grind. We love to be a part of it, but you do need your breaks. You do need to get away. You do need to experience that adventure of this traveling around too, right? Like when I was in Australia, I kind of missed a little bit of that. I stayed in the city. I should have branched out a little bit more and saw some of the bush, but I'm not going to make that mistake this time.
Dylan, I don't know about you. It sounds like we need to get Bo sending us some videos of his trip across the country to make his way to London.
Good idea. Yeah, absolutely, Noah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can fire it up on my social media and make it all shareable and stuff. That'd be fun.
Sounds like a good plan. We got a few more questions here, and then we'll let you head out here. Do you have any goals? You sound like a type of guy that would come into a season with some goals in mind, whether it's personal goals, team goals. Is there any goals that you have coming into this 2022 season?
I mean, team goals are easy, right? Everybody's got the same team goals, especially coming off last year. So we want to, get in there, big, good winning record, announce our presence with authority, playoffs, play well, shit, right? As far as myself, I'm just, it kind of goes on that mentality with my off-season training. I'm just trying to be the best I can be at this point. Some things change throughout your career. You go through ups and downs, through this and that. You have this season and that season. And throughout the years, as I've gotten older, it's just turned into something where I want to, be the best for me. I do have some personal goals. I want to come in there. I want to be number one, number two guy for this team, for the boys more so than myself, but for myself as well, right? I want to come in and dominate and show off these tools that I've been working on and developing and everything. And I think I've developed to the point where I'm going to hit all my goals. It's going to be really good. I'm going to impress and help out the team a lot. And that's really the most important one is we want to get that ring.
Bo, I've got one more question here for you. What can Majors fans expect this season from Bo Lewington, the ball player, and from Bo Lewington, the person?
Oh, Bo Lewington, the ball player, you're going to get a straight up dirt dog. I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When I'm in the dugout, I'll probably be dancing around, bopping around, doing all sorts of stuff. But as soon as it's game day, as soon as it's my day on the mound, I get between those lines, it's a different person. It's an animal, and it's very animalistic. I'm just up there, quick mentality, bang, bang, bang. Let's knock these dudes down and get back in the dugout. And then it's a party the rest of the time. I like to have a good time. I like to, have that camaraderie, have that energy going, bring it up in the dugout. But yeah, when it's game time, I'm in game mode. So it should be a fun swap back and forth for everybody to experience.
We'll take down some notes here for the camera crew for Majors TV this year. Keep the cameras on Bo. Sounds like it's going to be a pretty fun summer. Bo, thanks for joining us. Been a pleasure to have you on Majors Monthly here in March, and we can't wait until we get to see you at the ballpark in May.
For sure. Thanks for having me, guys. I can't wait to get out there.
All right. Thanks, Bo. Once again, that was Bo Lewington, one of the newest London Majors here. And Dylan, I don't know about you, but just talking to Bo for the last 15 minutes, this guy seems like he is ready to come to London and ready to play for the Majors.
He sure does, Noah. He is excited. He is revved up. He's ready to go. He's been working out all offseason. He said in the interview that he feels like he's in the best spot he's been in a very long time physically, and he's just excited to get going, it sounds like, and that's exciting for Majors fans. We talked in the intro about how baseball season is approaching, and hearing from a guy like Bo Lewington, who clearly just loves the game and cannot wait to be here, makes it all the more exciting.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch there at the end, Bo obviously making the cross-country trek to come to Labatt Park this summer. So you're not going to want to miss seeing his energy at the ballpark. Dylan, since we spoke last year on Majors Monthly, the Majors have been busy, as have other teams in the IBL, at getting some signings in. And we got 4 exciting new ones to bring to you here this month on Majors Monthly if you haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, so a few new signings here for the majors. We've got Owen Boone, who's returning for another season with the majors, was tremendous in 2021 with the team, was one of the aces with Pedro de los Santos. We're also going to see Drew Lawrence, who's an outfielder, a local guy, played with the Great Lake Canadians in his minor ball days, very high level baseball team. He's a tremendously athletic outfielder, and so we're looking forward to seeing him on the diamond. Jordan Spring, another GLC alum, has signed with the majors for this year. And Phil Whelan, also from out west, a University of Calgary alumnus, will be joining the majors this season. He's an infielder.
Yeah, and we're going to see more signings come our way as the season approaches. So make sure you keep our tabs on all the London Majors social media pages for all those signings. Obviously, check out londonmajors.com as well. And if you haven't yet, make sure you grab your season passes. I know a lot of our fans, Dylan, have started to receive those already, and it just shows you that we are that much closer to baseball season being here.
Oh, yeah. We've seen posts on social media with people saying, we've got our season passes now. We're ready. We know what we're going to be doing on Friday nights this summer. Keep the posts coming. It gets everybody looking forward to baseball season.
And of course, if you haven't, check it out. The London Majors will once again be at Westmount Mall for Easter. Lots going on there and another exciting event. They're happy to be bringing it back this year after a little bit of time off. So check out more details on the London Majors social media pages as well as londonmajors.com. Dylan, that does it for another edition of Majors Monthly for the month of March. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Big thanks to Bo Lewington for hopping on. And Dylan, thank you for joining me for yet another month. We will see each other in the press box pretty soon, and I'm excited about that.
I'm excited too. No, I can't wait.
All right, that does it for Majors Monthly here for March. We'll see you next month for another edition of Majors Monthly.